Hello, guys. Hope you're doing good. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And this is my review of this week's NWA Power Surge. Actually, this week we haven't had the NWA Power episode because before the every pay per view they have this Power Surge episode where we see the wrestlers interviews and their thoughts about the matches they're going to happen in the pay per that's going to happen in the pay per view, and all the angles that played out in the prior weeks that we have that setup we have seen and set up these matches onto the pay per view. So this card actually have 7 matches, and we will get into the card and the predictions as well later in this video. But first of all, we will be discussing what all happened in this NWA Power Surge episode. So actually, May Valentine starts off. Joe Kelly welcomes us, and May Valentine actually interviews Camille first, and she actually starts off the show. And she actually, long story short, she says that she would be the one who would be transcending the NWA's legacy to a new level for making making her a proud champion, and making her all Hall of Famer champions proud actually. And Camille actually talked about how she will be sitting. She was sitting next to May at last week's show, and she actually talked about Thunder Rosa only. She didn't talk about May. She didn't talk about Camille. Actually, Camille was upset for that, and Camille didn't like about it. And May Valentine actually apologized for that. And we actually are seeing Serena D versus Camille for the NWA World Women Championship. I mean, I'm kind of I didn't expect that, because I thought about like Thunder Rosa would be the one, but because they had the match last week where they had the time limit draw, 20-minute time limit draw, which was a very good match, very well worked match by both women. But we actually are seeing Camille, and we are actually saying that's good, man, because Thunder Rosa is established superstar. While Camille is developing. It's always good to see new superstars, new women superstars coming up. So that was my view. I thought about Thunder Rosa would be, but okay, Camille is very good, and she highly resembles the past women's wrestler China actually, if you know the DX member. So May Valentine then was with Billy Corgan. They had snippets of that interview where Corgan actually talked about how Trevor Murdoch was a kind of a man. When you mess with him, he will never let it go. And Corgan actually was asked upon how he feels about would he be becoming the new NWA World Heavyweight Championship by defeating Nick Aldis. And he says that he's a championship material, and he sees a lot of Jerry Blackwell, who happened to be a wrestler as well, a past wrestler actually. And he, even though he don't look like a wrestler or something, and I admit that, but he has lots of things going on it. And Corgan actually speaks about how he looks about the business. Actually, he says that I don't look about where are you coming from, or what are you doing, but it's all about how you do in that ring, and that's what it matters, Corgan says actually. And he also points out that NW is the land of opportunity, and Modoc is a championship material. He states that. And he actually, and Nick Aldis as well, were trained by the legend Harley Race. So there's nothing question about that he couldn't become the champion, because because legend Harley Race actually trained both of them. So you cannot bet, you cannot say that these two don't have that caliber to become, or to lose or win anything to be losing the NWA World Championship. The Corgan said a good interview with Corgan, because we haven't. This is the first time for me I'm watching NWA Power Search, because I thought that this is before the pay per view. So I looked upon the review, and I thought about watching it because it's before the pay per view. So build and all, I would be able to see that. So that's a great addition from that outlook from NWA President Billy Corgan, William Patrick Corgan actually. And then we saw Latimer and Camille actually. They are couples actually, real life couples, and they talked about being a successful couple in pro wrestling. And Latimer actually touched on his friendship with Aldis, and they said that they are all okay with it. And May Valentine, the interview actually speaks about over and over that they had that angle that they had actually seen. We had seen that and Nicholas actually stripped away from the tag team championship opportunity and all. And We also see Chris Rodon is actually relinquishing the kind of giving up the title NWA national champion. So how's it going on? All, and they say they are good on, and they are very good with each other, and there's no problem between them. They say, and because at a point Nicholas also said that this is not it's not a permanent team or something. You could be, if you're not performing or something, if I think that you are not a fit for this group, you would be taken away, kind of a comment that he had made several weeks ago. So that's what May Valentine that actually asked. And then we saw the special spotlight match, which was Tim Storm and Sal Renaro defeated Hawks Harry, Luke, and PJ Hawks, and this was a very good match. This was a very good match, and we saw Hawks Harry, PJ Hawk actually he's a 22-year-old guy, and he's an amateur wrestler, and he's so good, and his transition, his mat wrestling was so good. I like this, and he actually was hanging up with with one of the best wrestler, you can say, legend Tim Storm, and he was really carrying him very well, and they were very great, and I actually felt like they should be bringing them up in the NWA Power show for the tag team title opportunity or something, and they were good. PG Hawks were the star for me, and the rest all, Sal Renaro was great as well. Tim Storm is the greatest, as we know, and we also saw some power moves by Tim Storm actually, and in such a age to wrestle like this, it's very I actually comment on that in for every wrestler, because it's pretty hard to wrestle at this kind of old, it's not very old, but he's getting into that age bracket is 56 kind of age. So yeah, definitely. So that was a very good experience for PJ Hawks as well, because a kind of a father and son that we had seen, because we know that Tim Storm is so aged, and well, PJ Hawks is 22-year-old, so that there was a great story, and that talent being displayed by to that figure. So we also saw handspring stunner sending Luke Hawks backward to his son, who tagged in and gained the advantage back against Renoro. And Luke Hawks actually worked over the back for Renoro for a bit. So if you not know, Luke Hawks. Luke Hawks is a and if you don't know, Luke Hawks is the father of PJ Hawks, and they are father and son actually, real life. And Renoro made the hot tag. Then we saw to Storm, who ran wild on both men, but PJ Hawks was able to break up the pinfall. And the final we saw, the final thing we saw, the Tim Storm actually hitting the crossroads, and Storm hits with his bossman slam on Luke Hawks, and Renoro made the pin for the victory. So this was a very good match. You should definitely see this match. This was a short match. This was a very good match, I would say. Nothing to very much say about, but this was a good match for wrestling fans. Then we got to the recap of the botch finish that we saw, the Walkings becoming number one contender against Crimson and Jack Stain actually. The marksman actually attacked last week. If we I actually discussed that was Crimson. He attacked actually Crimson, and they didn't say that who that was. And the rest of the events leading to where our shadows hold, where champions Aaron Stevens and JR Kratos will face Jack Stain and Crimson and Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer in a three-way tag team championship match. So Nicholas talked about what it is meant to be the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Then the interview goes on. Is conducted by none other than May Valentine, and how he had to do some terrible things to Tim Storm to make it happen. He didn't want to do those things. He says it was just what had to be done, and he says that about the thoughts about his friends, his team members, who's going to be having the title matches. Camille have facing Serenity, and Adonis Latimer being in the triple threat for the tag titles, and he actually is confident that they would be securing the victory, kind of that. And then he come to his own match, that was Trevor Murdoch, and May Valentine actually asked, "Are you afraid of Trevor Murdoch?" He says that he's afraid of him. He will not be afraid of him any way. But that he believed that Murdoch was not the right kind of person to lead the NWA because the business proposition and all the interview and all, he's not a good face for wrestler. And that's a great point for a character, I would say, not a real life. But he's one of the great champion in the NWA that we are seeing, that we are living with. And Murdoch, he doesn't mean that he was the championship material. I really want. How much I want Modoc to win, but Nick Aldis is doing a great job with that NWA championship. I don't know who is going to win. I would be predicting that in the later on this video. So then we saw Billy Corgan getting was an interviewed by, again he put over Camille and how she worked hard to get, because she was with Nick Aldis for 2 years or something. She didn't wrestle, and while Thunder Rosa might say she was handed opportunities because she had that. Right away push to the moon kind of stuff that she had. So Corgan felt like she earned her position and worked very hard for it. Camille, he's stating. And Corgan also talked about Stevens and Kratos and walkings and Latimer and Adonis match as a whole, how the botch finish happened, and Billy Corgan actually decided that they need to do this, and he explained why the walkings were in the match, as they had their match stolen from them, and that Latimer and Adonis were added because of Latimer's background as tag team champion. He didn't want to be about taking away opportunities as well by Nick Aldis that he did. So, but wanted to let Stevens and Kratos take the opportunity as well. So it's pretty difficult to retain the championship for Stevens and Kratos, because they are not in the same page kind of as we are seeing in every matches. So I think so there would be a title change or something, would be a turn or something by Kratos. I would think so. At least they tried to explain it very good, and nice to see Corgan's interview and his outlook on that. Again, I would say it, but. They tried to explain it to how this three-way actually tag team match. I didn't expect the three-way match because the War Kings added was okay, but then Stevens and Kratos, they were the tag team champions, but yeah, they are the tag team champions. But adding Tom and Latimer, they will also have the reason, because they were being taken away by Nick Aldis actually. So that's their problem actually. They could have this match after this the NWA Power episode. That would have been a kind of a good booking, I would say. A three-way tag team match is pretty difficult to put on through, but we'll see how it goes. It would be a great action match, I would say, because big guys are there. So Corgan then talked about the main event as well, putting over Modoc over Aldis, because Modoc is going with that great babyface reaction, and that against all odds kind of attitude that he had. He's working way up for this opportunity, worked way up for this opportunity, and that promo, if you haven't seen last week's NWA Power promo that he had after he won the battle royal, you should see that promo, and you will think about that. How could you not be not not give this guy Trevor Murdoch the NWA World Heavyweight Championship title? You would literally think about that, and I think about like that as well. So final thought. This was a good show, a good showing about how all the matches. But the 7 matches we had, we only discussed about Serena Deeb and Camille and the tag team championship scenario, and Nick Aldis and Trevor Murdoch scenario. We didn't see other matches that's laid around where no story is going on. So without any further ado, let's then get into the card. Then the NWA When Our Shadows Fall pay-per-view card. So here it is. So first we have NWA World Heavyweight Title match. We will get on to the other angle then, not discussing on this first. We will get on to the end versus Sam Rudo and Sal Renoro versus Marsh Rockets and Slice Bookie versus Bestie 666 and Mecha Wolf 450. If you are worried like who's these guys, so these are the tag teams that's gonna have the tag team championship. I think so. No, this is not tag team championship. This is just a normal tag match. So just a normal tag match, 8-man tag match. Yeah, 10-man going to, yeah, a 10-man tag team match, I think so. Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 8-man tag team, not a 10-man tag team match. Apologize for that. 8-man tag team match. No story going on. I don't have I don't have who's gonna win. I may be saying End would be winning Odinson and Barrow, and most of the guys would not be knowing these guys because End you would be knowing because they had the match last week for that championship 2 weeks before. So you'd be knowing Sal Renoro, you'd be knowing Sam Rodo, I don't know, Marsh Rocket and Slice Boogie, and yeah, they had the singles and all going on, but haven't worked as a tag team or something. And West 366 and Mecha Wolf 450, I haven't seen them, so there's a new tag team there. So then I think so, I don't know, I haven't seen them. So then we have JTG versus Fred Rosser, and Fred Rosser, if you know, he's a very great guy, such a power guy. We have seen him in GPW Strong. Would be a great match. No story here. And JTG, is that a WWE guy that we had? JTG, I think so. That's him. So JTG versus Fred Rosser. No story here, just to have that match. So I'm going with Fred Rosser, and then we have Thunder Rosa and Melina versus Kylie Ray and Terran Terrell. Actually, this. Uh, Kylie Ray, I don't know how she came up because the story was with Camille. I know Camille is going for that NWA World Women Championship, so that's why Kylie Ray is being entered. So will that be like Kylie Ray and Terran Terrell would be heel, and Thunder Rosa and Melina would be the face? I think so because they are being the face. So Thunder Rosa and Melina would be going. So we are being seeing the story that they are playing out in the women's NWA women's division because Thunder Rosa is Melina actually is a member of Thunder Rosa, uh, while Terran Terrell is the mentor of the Camille actually, but she is in this match actually. So I would be going with the babyface Thunder Rosa and Melina. Not so much of a story, just kind of that championship, that kind of a team that they had, mentorship story that they are doing, just a normal thing that they are doing. Thunder actually Melina actually run back Terran Terrell we saw in last week that in that championship match, Camille versus Thunder Rosa match. So that's the only angle they played out. Just that they didn't play out any promo or something in this Power Surge episode as well. So then we get to the triple threat match. Before that, we will be getting the non-title grudge match, and this is between Pope versus Tyrus. And there's a story here because Tyrus was in the battle royal for that world championship opportunity, and Pope pulled off the Tyrus legs, and he cost him the championship opportunity. So that's the story here. So this would be a good match, not a very high story I would say, but there's a little that's a little story that's going on, and this is for the NWA television. This is not an NWA television championship match actually. This is a non-title match, and this is a grudge match, and they say that there must be a winner, so maybe there would not be a time limit or something. So good match I would say, but nothing to very excited about. So I think Tyrus needs that victory because Tyrus they are just I thought about that Tyrus would be the one facing Nick Aldis, but then Trevor Modak had that suspension going on, and we haven't seen him. I actually forgotten him, and when he came back, I thought about that. So I'm going with Tyrus. Tyrus would be winning, and then we have triple threat and that's the story ending that we would say Pope cost him and Tyrus would be, and then we will be seeing Tyrus versus Pope for the NWA Television Championship in forward, I think so. And then we get to the three main matches: triple threat match for the NWA World Tag Team titles, and the War Kings Jack Stein and Crimson versus the NWA National Champion Chris Hero, excuse me, NWA National Champion Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer versus Aaron Stevens and JR Kratos. And if you know, Aaron Stevens and JR Kratos are the tag team champions. So they are the whole situation playing out there. Nick Aldis actually strips off the Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer's opportunity. So Corgan is giving them the opportunity. So Walking had that botched finish, so they are getting the opportunity. And Aaron Stevens and JR Kratos, they are the tag team champions. So that makes up this match as the triple threat match for the NWA World Tag Team titles. So I am seeing that if you watch NWA Power, if you watch my review, you know that Aaron Stevens and JR Kratos are not on the same page. I think they are going to break up. This is my view. This is my simple view. That's I'm going to lay out because week after week they are teasing that. So maybe JR Kratos would be turning heel on Aaron Stevens. So that's there. So maybe we will be getting a high chance for a title change. That would be I think so. And I see that Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer, and my view is Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer should have that should be winning that NWA Tag Team Championship, because Chris Adonis is losing the NWA National Champion, actually relinquishing just for that opportunity to sacrifice. He sacrificed for his partner Nick Aldis, but he didn't get the victory in that battle royal. So I think that the faction needed the tag team titles. So I'm going with Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer. And Strictly Business is one of the best that's going on in NWA, and they should have the tag team championship, and they shouldn't break up. I hope so. They don't have any breakup in this. I don't think so, because they haven't that kind of, didn't show that or in the promo or something. All clear, I would I think so. So Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer is the one for me who would be winning the new, would be becoming the new NWA World Tag Team Champions. So then we get to the second main match, which is ended for the NWA World's Women's Title match, which is Camille versus Serena Deeb. So Serena Deeb, we saw actually the match at AEW Double or Nothing buy-in show versus Riho, and such a performance she actually displayed. And what an opener! What an opener was that! A very important match that we have seen in 3 years history of Double or Nothing. That was very good, and I would say Serena Deeb retaining would be not be shocking, because she had that she had that name called a girl of a thousand holes, a woman of a thousand holes. So I may not be shocked if Serena Deeb actually retains. So but I want to see Camille winning the NWA Women's Title, because she's being she has been built up from weeks after weeks. We saw ever since she had speared actually genocide in NWA Power, like weeks ago, in 4 to 5 weeks ago, and they have built her up. So I think Camille could be the one who would be taking, and she would be a very good champion, and having that faction in the play, that would be very good, and making that all faction champion, and that would be thing that would also be happening. I don't know, I think so. And if they are planning to have Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer, this is kind of related with a World Heavyweight Championship title picture as well. If you know, they are all in the Strictly Business faction. So Tom Latimer and Chris Adonis are winning, and Camille is winning. Then Nick Aldis losing is not a good choice. So I would then go for Nick Aldis. If Serena Deeb retains, then you can have Nick Aldis losing as well. You can have, but it's very kind of a I think so. I think so. Camille would be winning. I'll be getting into the heavyweight title match. I'm so into that. Actually, Camille versus Serendip. I'm going with Camille. I want Camille to win. She deserves that long overdue championship of that championship title. So I'm going with Camille. Serendip would be pretty hard to defeat. Would be a great match, I suppose. So I'm going with Camille. I'm so excited for this match, man. So excited. Would be a great match. We saw Serena Deep's skills and her yoga skills that we saw in that NWA AEW Double or Nothing buy-in show with Riho match, and that was great. And then we got to the going to the main event for the NWA World Heavyweight Title match. Trevor Murdoch versus Nick Aldis, and Nick Aldis is the NWA World Heavyweight Championship close to, I think, for 2 years or something, or more than 2 years. So he's pretty long champion. Yeah, he's been a very long champion, longer than Harley Race, they say in the Power Search show, as said by Joe Galley. So that's a good. So Nick Aldis retaining would be a chance as well, because we have Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer free as well after their matches. So their interference may be happening. We cannot push that. Would be happening their interference as well. So there's a lot of things playing for Nick Aldis favor, because you have that faction going on, Chris Odonis and Tam Latimer, who can help him, but who can also turn on him, you can, if you expect, because he actually take away their opportunity for the tag title opportunity. And then them losing in this triple threat would be kind of an angle, would be playing out for turning kind of a heel. And but the Strictly Business group, that's so good, and that's very good going. I don't want to them break up, so I'm going with a very good scenario that Chris Adonis and Tom Latimer becoming the tag team champions, and Nick Aldis would be retaining the champions. I can't I can't. I can say that I can't. I would not be shocked that by Nicholas not losing the championship. But if you see on the other side, Trevor Murdoch, such a long history, such a long things is going on. That suspension and with how he had worked upon in the NWA roster and his career has career and his and that promo as well. If you see and how could you not be made this make this guy the NWA champion? So. I'm pretty. It's pretty difficult to think about because the dice and the ball is in the court with Nick Aldis actually because you have the pawns to play about, you have all the strings to play about, but Trevor Murdoch haven't has not no one. Uh, I think so. Yeah, no one. So this would be a very against to all odds kind of thing. So I might be seeing for a good storyline finish ending. I would say Trevor Murdoch winning the NWA World Heavyweight title match, and this is my prediction. You have not thought about like I would be going for Trevor Murdoch, but such a promo and such a reaction that he had got after that. How could you? That's a storybook. That's a good storybook ending you should give. And in the pay per view, that would be a great moment. And I'm going with Trevor Murdoch. So what's next for Nick Aldis? And maybe I'm seeing that Trevor Murdoch getting the Nick Aldis victory would be getting the victory, not clean kind of thing. Maybe Tom Latimer and Chris Adonis help will be turning kind of in a distraction kind of for Nicholas, or maybe Nicholas would be rolled up kind of that kind of victory, kind of a controversial victory you can say could happen, and winning the because Nicholas is a long champion and making the title change after 2 years or something. You could not having that. Clean type of thing. I do think that Trevor Murdoch beating Nick Aldis clean would be a very big thing because I'm not against Trevor Murdoch, but that would be kind of Nick Aldis a storyline that's strictly business storyline, not going further. So I'm expecting that Trevor Murdoch rolls or cradles him up for the pin to be becoming the new NWA World Heavyweight title holder and the champion holder. So that's my thoughts about this card, and I'm excited for this card as well. This pay per view ever since they announced, and some matches are there which is just there just like JTG versus Fred Rosser and the three-way eight-man tag team match. Not the World Tag Team Championship match, just that normal tag team match that they have. So they are just to fill time they are doing it. So maybe a very good pay per view. I would say wrestling would be good. Even though the story is not there, you can have that. You can make the show good by the wrestling because NWA is very shows very good wrestling as we have seen. So my that's my predictions and that's my thoughts about this card. So this card actually, in my view, if I see in the top to bottom, it's a good card where we see three main title matches and one actually kind of a mid card kind of a match, I would say, that non-title match, and we are not seeing the NWA national champion anything going on, or the television champion, because that's the non-title match. Could have been a championship match, that would have been good. That would have been a pay-per-view caliber match. That would have been made. That yeah. Why didn't they do? I think they would be giving them up in the NWA Power episode. I think so. So then that's my view. So Kylie Ray being kind of becoming coming back or debuting, that would be good as well. I've seen her matches as well, so that's gonna be good. So overall, a good pay per view card, a good show that I'm expecting on Sunday, June 6th and June 7th for us in India. So please be sure to stick with my YouTube channel for right away. I would be doing the review after the pay per view after I watch the pay per view. So this is my prediction. Put on your comment section in the put it down in the comment section below. What's your prediction on NWA Whenever Shadows Fall pay-per-view, and what's the match you are most looking forward to, and who's gonna win that NWA World Heavyweight Championship? I know that you all will be seeing Trevor Murdoch, and that's the thing all are saying, and but discuss some things as well going forward. What would happen for Nicholas? I'm expecting that. I said that finish would be kind of a controversial kind of thing, and Nicholas again having kind of a challenge for in a 1 week or 2 weeks or so for the championship. That's what I'm expecting. The angle being being played out in the forward episodes that we see for NWA Power. So that's my view. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and please be make sure to stick with my and subscribe to my YouTube channel for all reviews, predictions, and documentary reviews, all that good stuff onto my channel. Stick onto my channel, and be sure to be safe, stay energetic, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.